Alright. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom, shalom. Hotep, Islam, Alafia. Peace, peace. Peace, peace. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. What's going on, family? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you can hear me, checking out my audio. If you can hear me, drop a book emoji. If you can hear me, drop a book emoji. Checking out my audio. If you can hear me, drop a book emoji. Alright? We live, we live. Peace, peace, man. What's going on? Alright, so as you can see, give thanks, all the way to my comment go. So real quick, here we go. So real quick, I'm going to discuss pros and cons of ebooks and books in general. Alafia, what's going on? So I'm going to discuss the benefits and pros and cons, benefits and disadvantages of ebooks and regular books. All right. So I know how, especially Generation Z, love everything technology, right? They love everything technology. I know they don't even like banks that have branches, like they like online banks and everything like that. So I know they'll love this one right here. All right, so I have some pros of ebooks, right? And I know how many people love ebooks. So here are some pros and cons of ebooks. So let's start with, I'm going to start with the benefits first. So the benefits of ebooks are one device and many books, right? You have one device, many books. You have a laptop. Your laptop can have as many books, but of course you are at a cap with the storage space, right? So just keep that in mind. You have your computer. You can download your ebooks on a computer. You can even download your ebooks on the smartphone in what you're holding right now to see this live, right? Also tablets and laptops, okay? And then even Kindles as well, right? But even so with Kindle, if you look up the word Kindle literally means to burn, right? So you got to be careful with these ebooks, but we're going to get into that later. So these are the benefits, right? One device, many books. Then you have accessibility and convenience. People love convenience, right? People love what is convenient to them. So accessibility and convenience. So you have ebooks that can be stored for later use via download, as I kind of hinted to earlier, right? And many of these ebooks are stored in the cloud, right? So again, they're stored there, so you can just download it and you can read it at your leisure, and it doesn't harm anyone, right? So that's a benefit as well. Now, our next benefit is that it's easily shared. This is one of my favorites. So a benefit to ebooks is that it's easily shared. Now, shout out to my college students, right? So if you're doing a project and you have an ebook implemented in your project, you can share each ebook to each person in your team, right? So that's dope. You can share that ebook to each person in your team. This also goes for peer-to-peer study groups as well, right? I'm pretty sure there's still some people out there who does study groups. So if you're doing a virtual study group and you're reading a book in your book club, you can actually share that ebook to each person in that study group or in the book club, right? So that's dope. I think that's dope. Now, a next benefit is that it has a read aloud feature, right? So ebooks has a read aloud feature. So if you may not know a word, you may not know how to pronounce it, you can just tap that icon and it will tell you the word, right? So now this can be an advantage or this can be a disadvantage. Let me tell you, because a disadvantage is that if you just tap it, it say the word and you keep reading, right? So you wouldn't really know the word if you kept reading. So the advantage point of it is, and here's a tip, if you keep saying the word at least 10 times, say the word at least 10 times so that it sticks, okay? And I will even go as far as writing it out. Write out the word that you don't know, because as you're writing it out, it also helps you to spell the word as well. So now you're killing two birds with one stone. You're learning a new word via pronunciation, and you're learning a new word via spelling, which is great. And this is what reading helps you to do. It helps you to learn new words. It helps you to spell new words, and it helps you to write out new words. It increases your penmanship, it increases your spelling, and it increases your pronunciation. Just by not learning, just by not learning how to say a word, right? Definitely, yes, it makes an impact on the brain. Also, so last but not least, the benefits of ebooks. Okay, it's affordable in the long run. Again, you have that convenience mechanism, right? So it's affordable in the long run, right? So we have ebooks are cheaper than paperback books, and ebooks are definitely cheaper than hardcover books. All right, so that's a benefit as well. So now going over to the cons, going over to the disadvantages of ebooks. All right, so listen up. Number one, and this is an important one. Okay, disadvantages of ebooks is that it hurts the eyes. Definitely, it hurts the eyes. I know many people, they may not even read all day on their smartphone. They may not read all day on a computer, but they're on the computer. So just by being on the computer, just by being on the smartphone, right? 18 to 22 hours per day. That's a lot. And especially if you're working, especially if you have an office job, especially if you work for corporate America, you have to be on that computer. Whether if you're on Excel, whether if you're on PowerPoint, whether if you're on Microsoft Word, whether if you're on the internet researching, you're on the internet, you're on applications. So that's hurting your eyes. 18 to 22 hours a day. And then if you're that type of person that comes home, unwind, have a glass of wine and your ebook, right? Again, that plays a negative part to your eyes. So staring at the screen for many hours, yes, staring at the screen for many hours can definitely hurt the eyes. Okay? Remember when we was young, those of us who, 80 babies, 70 babies, those of us who were young and we would stare right into the TV, we would watch TV up close, what mommy would say, boy, girl, you better back up before it hurts your eyes. You better back up in front of that TV before you wear glasses, right? So because staring into that TV screen hurts your eyes. Even mama and papa knew back then. So even today, staring into the smartphone, staring into the computer for many hours hurts your eyes. Because the same LCD screen and technology that was in the computer then is in the computer now, and is in the phones now. There's no different. Technology is just a bit faster and it's smaller, but it's the same technology. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind, right? You're going to be wearing glasses at a much earlier age. If you want that, cool. If you don't want that, definitely limit your time that you spend on the internet and limit your time that you spend on a computer. Now, another disadvantage of ebooks is it's called sleep insomnia. Yes, it's called sleep insomnia. I just found this out. Okay? Studies say that the more you read on the internet, the more you read on your smartphone, the more you read on Kindle, you will develop sleep insomnia. Meaning that you will find yourself struggling to go to sleep easily. You will find yourself struggling to sleep at night because you're on the phone all day, because you're on the internet all day. So when it's time to go to sleep, you won't go to sleep. You will still find yourself up. You will still find yourself restless because of the overusage of ebooks, because of the overusage of computers. Okay, so it's called sleep insomnia. You can look it up yourself. It's called sleep insomnia. Okay, and researchers and studies find that this is becoming a thing. Okay, where people are developing sleep insomnia because they're on the phones all day. And even Instagram itself, and I think Facebook have it, but I know Instagram have it, where you can you can notify yourself through Instagram when you've been on Instagram far too long. Right? So Instagram know that, okay, people are spending way too much time on Instagram. We need to limit that. Even they know, because if they knew, then they wouldn't have it. So you can go in your settings on Instagram and you can notify yourself of how long you've been on Instagram. You can actually limit the amount of time to be on Instagram. Okay, so you can limit yourself, 9 hours per day. And after you have reached that cap, it will give you a notification you've reached your limit on being on Instagram. You have reached your limit on being on social media. Okay, so they have these things now because people are being on social media far too long and it takes up way too much time. That's another advantage. Ebooks takes up way too much time because you're on your phone all day. Ebook takes up way too much time because you're on your laptop all day. You're on your desktop computers. Yes, people still have desktop computers. You know, those big CPUs. People still have those. So you can limit yourself just by going in the settings of Instagram and letting them know, set a cap for 9 hours. Set a cap for half the day, 12 hours. Okay? So let's move on. A disadvantage for ebooks is that you can lose your files. Okay, you can lose your files and then that's it. You wouldn't have no ebooks. You wouldn't have any tablet or anything like that. Why? Because you caught a virus on your tablet. You caught a virus on your laptop. And if you caught a virus, then you can't read your books. Right? So last but not least, another disadvantage of reading ebooks is that you need a device. You need a device, one. And two, you need for it to be charged. You need for it to be charged up. Okay, so that is a disadvantage. Okay, now coming over to physical books, whether it be paperbacks or hardcover. Physical books. So now my last point goes into my current situation of pros and cons of regular books. Okay, so one of the disadvantages that I left off with is you need a device and you need for it to be charged. Well, if you have a physical hard copy book like I have, or a paperback book, you don't need a device. You don't need for it to be charged up. You don't need for it to be portable, okay? Because you have it in your hands. You have it already at your disposal. So let's get into it. So we have the pros and cons of reading paperback and hard copy books. So we're going to start with the disadvantages first. Make sure y'all taking notes. So the disadvantages of reading books is it improves your focus and concentration. I know people who can read books in chaos. People could read books on the train, and the train be a whole bunch of dancing, it'd be a whole bunch of singing, it'd be a whole bunch of arguing, and people right there with their head down reading books. Because it improves your focus and concentration. I kid you not. Reading books also, hard copy books and paperback books also improve your vocabulary skills and your definitions. Okay, again, as I explained earlier with the ebooks, definitely for the hard copy and paperback books, it can increase your vocabulary and increase your definition, words that you did not know before. So again, as I stated here, so as you see, let's see if you see here, these are bookmarks, right? So these are bookmarks. You see the pink, I'm gonna bring it in, and you see the yellow. So these are bookmarks. And I even have some envelopes and even some flyers that I just stick in for reference. Okay? So that's another advantage, that reading hard copy books can serve as resources and reference points. Resources and reference points that you can just go back to that particular page 89 is a reference point, and here's what page 89 says. Also, going on the advantage point of vocabulary skills. Again, it increases your vocabulary. So if you don't know a word, you can look it up, or you can look it up via a hard copy dictionary, and you can see what that word means. And again, not only just reading the definition and seeing what it means, but also writing it out. I'm very keen and big on writing out words that you don't know. It's very imperative to write out words that you don't know. Why? Because it helps you to remember that word that you don't know. It helps you to memorize the definition of the word that you don't know. And it helps you to spell out the word that you don't know. So just by not knowing one word, listen, reading can increase your spelling, right? Reading can increase your writing skills, and reading can increase your verbiage and your pronunciation of the word that you did not know before. That's powerful. That's powerful that you did not. This is what reading does. This is what reading does, and so much more. Let's get into it. Reading also improves your creativity and your inspiration. I'm going to say that again. Reading also increases your creativity and inspiration. Reading helps you to be inspired, especially reading motivational and self-help books. Especially reading motivational and self-help books. It helps you to be inspired. It helps you to go out and achieve. It helps you to go out and take action after reading said books, after reading motivational books. After reading a self-help book and you don't get up and do something for yourself, you've wasted your time. You've wasted your time. Why did you read the book if you ain't going to get up and do something for yourself? If you ain't going to get up on your own 2 feet and do something for you, have wasted your time. You have wasted your time. So please, please, if you're reading and you're reading with a purpose, that's the next thing. We need to read with a purpose. We need to read with intention. We need to read with, what am I going to get out of this book after I read? What am I going to do after reading this book? Right? So reading helps you to take action. Reading helps you to be intentional with your goals. Reading helps you to be purposeful with your intention. Be purposeful with your agenda. Okay? This is what reading does. Let's go on. Reading helps you with so many other things. But I'm limited on time. So, we already went over writing skills. Reading helps you to write better. Reading helps you with penmanship, right? I remember in grade school, in elementary school, there will be a block. There will be a segment on penmanship. Even now, I'm a teacher. We have a block on writing. We have a block called writing to help students write. Well, even as you're an adult now, you can still increase your writing skills. You can still increase your penmanship, because I can tell you how many adults have chicken scratch. I can tell you how many grown people, I'd be like, wait, is that R? What is that, a R or is that a C? I can't tell. Wait, is that an H or is that a G? You can't tell, because adults can't even write properly. And this is facts. I'm not making fun of anyone. I'm just saying that by reading can help increase your writing skills. Why? Because as I said earlier, if you're now getting on this live, that when you read and you don't know a word, write it out 10 times. Write it out 20 times. It's okay. Take 2 minutes and write out the word. Keep on writing, because that helps with penmanship. That helps with writing. I'm telling you, I kid you not. Do it. Come back to me and let me know how that has benefited you. Do it. Come back to me and let me know how that has benefited you. All right, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Listen. Click the link in the bio. Click the link in the bio. We are an online bookstore. Click the link in the bio. We sell books. We sell resources to help you better yourself. We sell books. We sell resources to help you better yourself. We sell books. We sell resources to help you better yourself. Click the link in the bio. www.dtr360books.com. And yes, we are on YouTube. Again, click the link in the bio. We are on YouTube, DTR360 Books. We are on Spotify, DTR360 Books. We are on iHeartRadio, DTR360 Books. We are on Audible, DTR360. Any platform that you are on, we are on. I'm telling you, any platform that you are on, and you can find us on that platform. Definitely click the link in the bio, and all of the information that you need will be there. Let's get back. All right. Also, share this live. Share this live with people who will benefit from this. Share this live with people that will benefit from this. I'm telling you right now, share this live with people who would benefit from this. Why? Because reading is important. Why? Because reading is imperative. Why? Because reading helps you with your memory. Why? Because reading helps you to remember. Why? Because reading helps you to develop your cognitive skills. Reading helps you to develop your memory skills. Listen, there will be times where I've read a paragraph and I was like, damn, I forgot. Well, I went back. I went back to read that page. And once you read over and over and over again, you will remember. You will remember. Once you read over and over and over again, that helps to increase your memory. And so it builds your muscle memory. It builds your brain. Okay? One of the most important muscles, not physical muscle, one of the most imperative and important muscles of your body is the brain. It's the brain. I kid you not. It's the brain. Why? Because as they say, a brain is a terrible thing to waste. The mind and the brain is a terrible thing to waste. So not only that, a brain is a part of the gut in our body. We're talking biology now. You can read about all of these things, right? Another benefit I didn't get into is that reading helps you with retrieving information that you didn't have before. And in retrieving that information, you are now ahead of the game. You now have more information against the person who don't read. So you're now valuable, you're now marketable because you have information that some people don't have. And this is what rich people have. This is what rich people have, okay? Rich people, they have the same 24 hours in a day. Rich people, they have the same resources that we have. But what do they have that we don't have? They have information that we don't have. How did they get that information? They got that information by reading. They got the information by reading. They got the information by resources and their network of people. This is the next thing. Because those books that they may not have they can get from people. Right? Their network of people. This is why it's not always what you know, but it's who you know. This is why people are rich. By the people that they associate with. This is why the people are rich. Because of the books they read. Listen to me when I say this. Information changes the conversation. And information changes your conversation, as I just said. So information changes your conversation. And information changes the conversation as well. Once you have information, your conversation changes. Because you're now networking with people who have the same information as you. You're now networking with people who you can share information with. Right? So that information that you have is valuable. Hold on to that. Memorize that. And become equipped with that information because you are now better off than what you were before. You are now better off than what you were before. So information in reading is powerful. Information in reading is paramount. Definitely paramount. It's supreme. It's supreme. Okay? Take me for example. I never used to read. Prior to 25 years young, I didn't read much. But after reading constantly, after reading every day, it increased my vocabulary skills. It increased my pronunciation. It increased my speaking skills. Okay, I'm now able to speak proficiently. I'm now able to speak effective and efficiently. Before, I didn't have that valuable asset. I didn't have that. So reading now helps me to be equipped with certain information that I didn't have before. Let's move on. As I said, mashallah, indeed, alhamdulillah. So reading improves your imagination. Reading improves your imagination. As I always say, imagination is the best nation. Imagination is the best nation. Once you read, you're now imagining things that you wouldn't imagine before. The power of reading is supreme. Once you read, you're like, wow, I didn't know that. Especially if you're reading non-fiction books. It would help you to develop your imaginational skills. And imagination is the best nation, I kid you not. Okay? Everything that we have today, presently, that is tangible, was first thought in the mind, was first imagined by some mind, by some brilliant mind, and then it manifests. Alhamdulillah. It manifests. Okay, but before that tangible, it was intangible. Before the exterior, it was interior. Okay, interior by the mind, interior by the subconscious, interior by the imagination of some mind. You have to imagine it first. You have to be like, damn, I wonder if I can do this. You have to be like, damn, if I do this, I can do that. You have to be like, damn, let me read more so that I can get more information so that I can now have an idea of what to do. So now I can have an idea on how to manifest this said imagination. Powerful. We already went over the writing skills portion of it. We went over so many advantages, I kind of lost count. But we went over so many advantages of reading books, I lost count. So also reading can help you to become rich, as we just went over. Okay? We just went over reading also helps you with information as well. Okay? Because information changes the conversation. Information changes the conversation. And once you become rich, you're now tapped in with people in the same tax bracket as you, which is powerful. Now let's go into the disadvantages. Okay? The disadvantages of reading. Everything has pros and cons to it. Duality. Positive and negatives. So the disadvantages, which aren't much, are as follows. It may consume too much of your time, especially if you're doing research. Reading consumes too much of your time, especially if you're doing research, especially if you're in college. Trust me, I know. As a prior college student, reading, studying definitely consumes a lot of your time. Definitely when you're going for your master's, which I have. Definitely when you're going for your PhD. Reading, researching consumes too much of your time, which is a disadvantage. Okay? And you may be reading too much. Definitely when you go into your graduate programs, your master's, which I have, your PhD. You may be reading too much. I know some people where they go out in family functions, they go out in social gatherings, they reading, right? People read on the train. Anywhere they go, they read. So some people read too much, which is a disadvantage. Now you have some people may read and they still not know what they read. Some people may read something and still not know what they read. Okay, that's a disadvantage. You can buy books by clicking the link in the bio. You can buy books by clicking the link in the bio. You can buy books by clicking the link in the bio, or if you just want to type it in on your computer or laptop, dtr360books.com. We are an online bookstore. We are the number one online bookstore on social media. We are the number one online online bookstore on social media. Okay? We are number one online bookstore on social media. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So you can read something and not know what you've read. So you need to read it again. You need to read it again. You need to read it again until you can get it. But that's a disadvantage, because some people may not have the time. Some people may not have the time to read it over and over again. You ever was with someone, possibly in school or somewhere, they're reading, and you ask someone what the book was about, they can't even tell you. You ask that person, can you give me a synopsis of the book that you just read, and they can't really tell you, because they're reading, but they're not memorizing what they're reading. Also, they're reading, but they're not comprehending what they're reading. Thus, their comprehensional skills is lacking. The comprehensional skills is lacking. You ever ask somebody, hey, can you tell me this book? Can you recommend a book to me? They recommended that book, but they can't really tell you what the book is about, because they don't know. They may have read the book, but they don't know what the book was about, because they don't remember. And because they don't remember, they are lacking the comprehensional skills. Family, make sure that you share this video. I'm dropping real value. Okay? I need to see some book emojis. If you learned anything thus far, please, let me see a book emoji. If you learned anything thus far, let me see some hearts. If you learned anything, if I'm dropping some jewels, let me see some book emojis. If I'm dropping some jewels in this live right now, let me see some hearts. Let me see some book emojis. If you like when I'm teaching, definitely click the link in the bio. Click the link in the bio and buy a book. Click the link in the bio. Make sure you tap into the resources that we have. Make sure you tap into the resources that we have, family. All right, I'm giving out valuable insight. I'm giving out valuable information on pros and cons of ebooks and physical books. Let's move on. Another disadvantage is, so yes, because they are lacking comprehensional skills, as we just went over. Okay? Also, last but not least, physical books takes up too much of space. Okay? And this is for my bookworms. This is for my bookworms that have a lot of books. This is for my book nerds that have a lot of books in their apartments or in their house. It may take up a lot of space. That's a disadvantage. Okay? And so yes, you can put it up on a bookshelf, but I know some people who have bookshelves and they still have books on the floor, right? Those are the kind of people that you should get in touch with. Those are the kind of people that you should get in touch with. Like me, I actually need a new proper library, but I have this library here, and I also have books on the floor as well. Okay, so definitely, that is a disadvantage. It can be served as an advantage and disadvantage because it's taking up space. Okay, so let me know, family, if you have any questions about books, what books to read, how to read. I'm a teacher as well, and I teach reading. I teach reading mastery to our babies. I teach math as well. So listen, education to me, man, I preach and live education 24/7. I'm just not on here selling books. Like, nah, you can also buy a badge as well. If you love the content, you can buy a badge as well. If you learn anything from this live, You can buy a badge as well if you learn anything of the content that we post, right? Because we also post educational and inspirational content. So this platform serves as an educational platform, This platform serves as an inspirational platform as well. This platform serves as a research platform because people come on this platform to do research. Okay, you can come on this platform to do research, and a part of doing research is getting the books that we have as well. It's getting the books. So we supply you with the books that Amazon may not have, We supply you with the books that Barnes and Noble, may not have. We supply you with the books that these bougie bookstores may not have. So we are a grassroots, on the ground bookstore. Not to mention we are the #1 social media bookstore on social media right now, hands down. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. All praises due to Allah. Alright, so we have some questions. Alright, so we have some questions here. I see one. Okay, one is in Arabic. I gotta brush up on my Arabic, brother. I gotta brush up on my Arabic right now. Gotta brush up on my Arabic. Wallahi, not even lying right now. I need to brush up on my Arabic. But let me know if you have any other questions or concerns, family. Alright, if not, then I will conclude this live. Definitely, again, if you learned anything, buy a badge for $1, buy a badge for $2. Also, if you learned anything, drop some hearts, drop some book emojis. Also, click the link in the bio. Click the link in the bio to buy a book, to learn, alright? Because learning, listen, I'm going to say this one thing and then I'm going to get off. Learning is very imperative. We should be able to learn every day. We should be able to learn every day. Learn by experience, yes. Also, we should be able to learn by theory as well. Learning by theory, learning by reading, learning by writing, learning by asking questions, being inquisitive. People don't ask questions enough because people are too scared to ask questions. People don't ask questions enough because people don't know how to ask questions, right? Because it's not always what you say, it's how you say it, okay? So make sure that you ask questions. Make sure you find out how to ask questions, okay? Yes, you can also learn by experience. You can learn by reading. In any which way that you learn, make sure that you learn, period. Make sure that you learn, because learning helps you to develop. Learning helps you to become a better person. Learning helps you to develop the mind. Man, as I said before, man, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. And people are wasting their God-given talent because they are wasting their mind. You ever heard somebody say, man, you are out of your mind? Because they are not thinking properly. Some people don't even think at all, man, but that's another lie. I'm telling you, okay? So reading, experience helps you with critical thinking skills. Okay, it helps you to think better. It helps you with better sound judgment. It helps you to make better decisions. Okay, so definitely tap in, get in touch with reading. And it helps you with your spiritual growth as well, okay? Because reading helps with developing your spirituality. Reading helps you to develop your eternal part of your body, okay? Your mind, your brain, that's internal. Your spirituality, that's internal, okay? So reading to the mind is what exercise is to the body. I'm going to say that again. Reading to the mind is what exercise is to the body. Okay, so we want to make sure and read proficiently, effective, and efficiently so that we can develop our mind, body, and soul. We need to develop our internal organs more, okay? Because it's not all about the outside. It's also what you have inside that matters as well. All right, so I'm out. Again, if you loved anything, definitely buy a badge or click the link in the bio, buy a book. Also, Just tell the people, share this video, share any of my content, share a book. All right, let's get the word out of helping other people learn more and read more. I leave you as I greet you. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, shalom, hotep, Islam, alafia.